See me with it.
EPOS, the power of audio.
It's near mid-season here at the XPHSL Rocket League. My name is Maximilian Thor von Neumann, also known as Formal Casting, as we get ready to bring you two more series of what is becoming a growing, stronger, better, faster, more intense Rocket League for high schoolers every single season. And as we are in our fourth and final run, that final semester here at XP, this midseason moment is where a lot of teams, where a lot of favorites are going to start to emerge, and perhaps some of the teams that used to be strong in the past might even begin to dip. It's going to be a fun one, but before we get too deep into it, as per usual, I would like to thank the wonderful sponsors who do help put this event together. Of course, we're speaking of EPOS. You know, they are providing the prize once again, just like last season, have some sweet headsets going to all the teams who finish, well, first and second. I should say all the players. So 3 headsets for first, 3 headsets for second, as well as a thank you to TGG for hosting this event. I mean, that's where the broadcast is typically held. You can see today might look a little different. I'm actually from home today, but that's okay. Computer Alliance for helping provide that software, as well as ZQ Racing. But that's neither here nor there. What is here are going to be the teams competing in this one. So let's take a look at the schools who actually have sent in teams and are right in the middle of that thick of it, trying to get to the playoffs, starting with Conference A. Forest Lake Green, Lakers Legends, STMC Black, Chisholm Maroon, TC Red, and Marsden Makos Maroon. These 6 are kind of like the big 6. They're typically the favorites. Conference A, it is a tough battle between these 6 squads, and our first matchup of the day will be from Conference A, and we'll get more to that in just a bit. But taking a look at the conference that might be taking them on a bit more will be Conference B. This is where we'll see our match later in the afternoon with both the ATC Irish Warriors, Marsden Makos Black, Chisholm Green, TSS Cyber Sharks, STMC Gold. And then, of course, there is also one more conference, the conference for some of the newer teams in the league. That would be Conference C, as we can just jump over there to take a look at the squad. That includes Manta Rays, Maroon, and White, St. Peter's LC, or SPLC 1, TC Blue, and, well, St. Peter's SPLC 2 as well. So that is our Conference C squad. It's a little bit smaller. The teams are a little bit newer. We don't typically have them on stream until we get to the playoffs, where they have just as much of a chance as anyone else to take the entire event. Now, taking a look at our matches for today, a quick look at the schedule. We will be starting in Conference A with a match between Marsden Makos Maroon and TC Red. Following that, it will be the IATC Irish Warriors 7 versus the TSS Cyber Sharks in what should be 2 interesting matches. As we can take a look at the implications of these matches, Conference A standings for the time being, that is going to be the Marsden Makos Maroon versus TC Red. You can see right here, it is going to be, 2 teams kind of fighting for that playoff spot. Marsden Makos right now, they're right on the cusp, sitting in 4th place. They would love to try to get one over STMC Black for that little bit of security. Meanwhile, TC Red, they're on the back foot. They've only got 4 matches left. Well, they're about 2 games down. Losing this would put them 3 games down and probably behind on like a tiebreaker situation against Marsden Makos. It is a must-win situation for TC Red. And as a result, they are going to be very, very much fighting for this win. Conference B, where our second matchup is going to be right now, the standings look a little bit different, as we can jump over there and take a deeper look. ATC Irish Warriors 7, again, the team we're going to be seeing on stream, going to be right now sort of in the middle of it. They're sort of sitting in 4th place, still waiting for a couple catch-up games to really show where this one will be at. TSS Cyber Sharks, as you can see, sitting 2-2. Hopefully they'll be able to fight back in that one. Marsden Makos Black versus the ATC Irish Warriors, though, 7. There again, it's that 4th versus that 5th placing at the moment, fighting to get into that playoff spot. So must-win games for the teams that we see on stream today. Going to be exciting between the lot of them as we get ready to start. Like, moving towards the pitch, I'd like to say for game number 1, players are slowly making their way to that field. Marsden Makos Maroon versus TC Red. Now, Marsden Makos, they've had success in this event in the past. TC Red as well, Trinity College. They've always been around. They've always been fighting. So it's going to be a tough battle for sure. Obviously, the expectation for both these teams does tend to be, making that playoff run. And the fact that a loss here could greatly dampen their chances at even making it to the playoffs is something that we should be, a little bit concerned about. That said, it does look as if we should be ready to go right now. All the players are in the lobby, and the word has been given to jump onto the pitch. So I so to believe, shall we make our way to the field. Hopefully the players will be able to jump on. I mean, again, I see them all in the lobby. They have been told to go, I believe. So that should send them on their way. I'm actually a little bit surprised they haven't jumped on just yet. There we go. Yeah, players are jumping onto the pitch, so it's going to be a fun one. The blue side, of course, will be the Marston Makos. TC Red will be in orange. And it looks like we are underway. Kicking this one off again one last time on that Marston Makos side. We have Demolitia, Jezza, and Awunga. Meanwhile, for TC Red, it's going to be Suddy Null, OCE Trust, as well as Nate Super going at it. So they are going to be our 6 players in this matchup. I do believe there was a sub on TC Red, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure that Nate Supa is on the usual lineup. I could be incorrect in that assessment, but just that name seems a little bit new to me, so I wouldn't be surprised if that is a sub. Also wouldn't be surprised to see Marston Makos take this. If I were to make a prediction, it probably will be Marston Makos in 3 or 4 games. If you're going to put my feet to the fire, I'm going to say 3 games, but we'll see how it goes at the moment. It's a bit of a slower pace, actually. Slow dribble, trying to create some space, eventually through the corner. It will lead to an OCE Trust shot. And now Awunga, again, continuing with the slower pace on this one. Gets a nice bump onto Suddy. OCE Trust looking for that pass to the middle. Nate Super was a bit too tight. And the pass was not too successful. Now Awunga going for a little bit of a dribble. Actually gets 2 defenders to miss. Unable to find that last touch underneath. Will look for a backboard pass, but by this stage the defense should find the clear. Awunga, though, gets a nice touch towards the net, looking for the double, spikes it down, not in. Follow-up from Demolitia goes a little bit wry, and that's not going to be a goal just yet. A couple good looks from the Marston Makos, who stay on it. Ball off that backboard once again. Demolitia will be able to follow that one through. Actually, I think that came off Josh at the end. Still going to be a 1-0 lead in favor of the Marston Makos as we watch that again. Demolitia, sorry, off of Nate, not Josh. My apologies to the name. But still, Demolitia will get credit for the goal. 1-0 advantage for the Marston Makos. Very, very strong start for the blue team. And again, I would consider them to be a little bit of the favorites as we watch Suddy Nut kind of take this one into the corner. Demolitia, whoa, swing and a miss. Opening for Nate, who wasn't able to put that through. Again, it's just a very slow pace this game, and I think that's benefiting Marsden a little bit just due to the fact that they have already proven they can be a bit more mechanical with it, especially when the pace does slow down. I would like to see TC Red try to increase the tempo, just get harder hits on the ball. That would be the first step, and well, first you have to hit the ball. OCE Trusted with the swing and a miss, gives up possession. Demolition nearly there to punish. That will allow to OCE Trust to try to dribble it across the middle. I like that late touch. Nate Super, though, unable to stick with the play. Eventually, a pinch does get that ball to the Marston Makos backboard, where Awunga will try to drive forward to make the play. It got a lot of distance off that backboard, and that could benefit TC Red. Opening, shut down by Jezza, followed by OCE Trust. Won't be on the mark. The ball continues to bounce away from the intended target for the time being. A little bit awkward right there. A little bit unfortunate as well, as we wait to see where we go from here. A lot of pressure being put on that back side. Fortunately for the side of TC Red, they just haven't been able to keep anything consistent, and Jezza will be able to bang another one through. 2-0 lead now for the Marston Makos as we catch this one again. It was Jezza holding in place in that middle of the field and then following it up with a crackerjack shot straight down the center. 2-0 lead. Marston Makos pulling a little bit further away with it right now. They're looking pretty in control. OCE Trust going to get something set up off that backboard. They go too far with it. Awunga now follows it across the middle. Suddy Nut from underneath, unable to keep the chase down. OCE Trust as well. Has to play a little bit of the backboard, but wasn't able to get the distance. And TC Red, they're just not getting hard bangs. Speaking of hard bangs, that pass was beautiful. The shot wasn't the cleanest, but the play was. The teamwork was. I love it when you see these infield passes like this. All you need to do is increase the tempo a little bit, maybe a little bit of a harder strike at the end. And that's something that you see at the tippy top level of play. But already Marston Makos trying to incorporate that into their play style. Fantastic goal. Really well done from the Makos, as they now have a 3-goal cushion. Should be more than enough, I would think, to walk away with our opening game. Demolition trying to make it 4. Doesn't put it straight, but look at the triple commit coming from TC Red into the corner. Those are those little mistakes that could come back to hurt a team later in the series right now. Won't get punished immediately this time, but now it might. Demolition, a chance. Put it a little bit too hard and high. Awunga, though, throws it back into the box. Demolition's there. OCE Trust with the save of the game thus far, able to get behind it. Very, very key save. And that should be enough, I would think, to kind of put this one away. Awunga does get to that 4-goal cushion. And just like that, we have ourselves a very nice looking game in favor of Marsden Makos. That is just another pass through traffic right there into the box, deep in enemy territory. 4-0 advantage now. 1 minute remaining. See what TC Red is going to be able to do. If they can even get some points on the board, it would be a small win for them. Jezza thinks they've got some space along that corridor. OC Trusto will be the one who crosses it up. Caught by Awunga, looking to put pressure on the goal. Awunga is going to slow it down in the corner. Has Jezza behind, but OC Trust will be able to get there first. A little bit of dribble, a little bit of pressure. Crosses it up to Suddy Nut, who puts up a pop-up. Shot comes from OCE Trust. And now we can see what TC Red can do when they get on the attacking side. They haven't been able to attack too much in this game, but Suddy Nut's pass forward, OCE Trust, the faith in the team, able to put that through. Now, we could talk a little bit about the positioning of Nate in that one. Not ideal, not the perfect play, but getting any points right now is exactly what TC Red needs. So they hopefully will be able to take that and some momentum moving forward into game number 2 as it stands right now. It's going to be a victory still in game number 1 for the Marsden Makos. These final 20 seconds not going to be around really to change that. As Jezza will hold it in place. Eventual clear towards the middle of the field. Suddy Nut puts it up. Jezza still stalking from underneath. Loses out on that challenge. Here comes Awunga now with boost to play with. No one really playing defense except for OCE Trust. A reset off the post. Oh, they were going for something special there. Not able to find it. And game number 1 will fall in the Marsden Makos' favor. Well done by the team as a whole. They get a very nice victory to open their day off. As you can see, that shot differential, only 2 shots taken by TC Red. And that right there, I feel, is going to be the main difference between these teams in this series. That's the one issue that I could just see TC Red having. If they cannot keep that attacking motion, if they cannot get that offensive pressure, if they can't find the big bangs on defense. Like, to be quite honest, if we're going to pick one area, and the reason why that was happening, I am going to fall back onto that defense. The defense just did not look very good at times. They weren't able to get the clears. They weren't able to get powerful touches, and that slow pace was really giving a lot of advantage to the Makos as we do head back to the game. Now time for round number 2. Already 1-0 up, Marsden Makos looking to extend that lead. Hopefully the scoreboard will be adjusted soon as well to signify, yes, the Marsden Makos did take our first game today. As we see, a little play through the corner. Awunga try to get the shot on target. Not quite there. Suddy Nut will be the one who pushes it through back the other way. Challenging that middle of the field. Jezza has a peek. Doesn't want to commit. Instead, will leave it to Awunga. We'll create a little bit of space with it. Ball across that center. Shut down by OC Trust, but that's not necessarily the weak touch you wanted. That touch needed to be a bang, because now here comes the passing play. Demolition got the dribble initially, but then wound up losing control of the ball. Nate able to play through the corner. Actually, the slow pace may have caught Marsden a little bit off guard on that instance. A bit surprised. Awunga will win the 50, though, and once again get Marsden looking for another goal. Jezza tries to play off that backward pass down. Oh, not able to connect with Demolition. One of those few mistakes that we've seen Marsden make. Usually they're quite consistent, and speaking of consistency, another good pass. Shot from Demolition a little bit high. Jezza with the follow-through. Can't put it on target. That's going to delay the attack for now. Another touch by Awunga towards the goal. Not quite in. Not quite on its mark. That will allow OCE Trust to create some space. Jezza off that backward puts it up almost for OCE Trust to bang it in. Defense will come through once more. Minute and a half into our second game. Still no goals scored. TC Red, they're doing a nice job holding on. But again, we need to see more of this orange side on the attack. Speaking of which, there it could be hit. Nate Super gets it over to OCE Trust, who bangs it through. And TC Red will get credit for that goal. To watch this one more time, Nate Super. Nice setup. OCE Trust actually was in reverse, and that's how come the touch was so weak. I was so confused by what was happening there. Very well done by the orange team. So they'll go ahead, make it 1-0. That's off to them, and now they might make it 2-0. Suddy Nut shot. It's going to come off the top. Sorry, Suddy Nault, I should say. Not. Still a very nice goal as we look at Jezza. Gets it past one. Weaker touch by OCE Trust. Now Demolition needs to be accurate with this. Doesn't have a lot of boost to play with. Still finds that second touch. Will corner it. Awunga now going for the corner pass. Jezza. Two defenders commit, but Jezza can't keep it over the top. Suddy Nut needs to find a bit of a clear. Instead, will get demoed, or find the demo, I should say. And that leads to a very tight defensive pass. Not sure how intentional that was, but now Jezza, 5 boosts to play with. It's a tough 50 to win. Still is able to create that space. Awunga putting it towards the net. Suddy Nault has to clear it to the corner, but won't be able to collect the boost. Awunga had already stolen it away. As we see Jezza now with a bit of space to work with, a bit of boost as well. OCE Trust has to play it forward. Awunga actually went for the play underneath when they saw that Jezza wasn't going to be able to get there in time. It does lead to a double commit, but it's saved by Demolition, who doesn't let the ball fall back past that midline. Now Jezza, 2 defenders miss. Off the backboard, not in. Awunga posts it. That was the equalizing goal right there. And unfortunately for the Marsden Makos, they cannot convert. Still 2 minutes in our second game. Still time for them to bounce it back. Just don't know if they're going to be able to find that opening. The defense from TC Red, I would equate this to prevent defense right now. Now it's actually been broken open. Jezza holds the ball in front of the net, and that will be Awunga banging it through. Tie ball game as Marsden Makos finally crack this defense. Jezza, I think Jezza missing the ball was the best thing that could have happened right there. Kind of crazy stuff. One apiece for the two teams. Demolition will clear it across that middle of the field. Now looking to play it up in the corner. So he looks to see the ball potentially fall down. Awunga will be able to get there first. Again, trying to read through that corner. Puts one up closer towards the net. 100 seconds to go. Next goal at the rate that we're playing this game might be the decider. Demolition almost got an insane double. Just a little bit too tight to follow that one up. As we see the ball kind of roll in front of the net. Light touch by Jezza. Ball off that backboard. Again, follow up by Demolition. Not quite in yet. Jezza's going to try to hold us in place, but instead we'll see that one cross up. Awunga swings and misses. Let's see what Jezza's going to be able to do. Another swing and a miss shot from OCE Trust. Goes in! And it's TC Red on the counter attack, taking advantage of a couple whiffs, which apparently the replay didn't want to show us. I mean, that's the big one right there. Jezza just can't make contact with it. And that opens the doorway for TC Red to take a very late lead. This is a lead that also could potentially give TC Red the win if they can hold on to it. Definitely going to be going through the Marsden Makos mind. TC Red, they would love to connect on this goal right here. Nate Super puts it through. And with the 2-goal cushion, just over a minute to go, it is looking like TC Red are able to respond to game number 1. They're able to get a couple good counterattacking goals. They're going to give us a series on our hand. A lot tighter than was initially expecting. So here we go. TC Red showing up when and where it counts. 1 minute to spare. Suddy Nut with possession. That's well and good. I mean, it's just going to turn into a little bit of a game of keep away right now. Marsden Makos, they need to hold back. As we look to see ball in an awkward spot, but no one there to punish, and I think the Makos needed that goal. They need this goal right here. Jezza, what can they do? It's actually close to Awunga. The double commit to the lob shot and in. Demolition gets credit for the goal. And all of a sudden, the Marsden Makos right back in this one. Good goal right there. Able to put that through. Still a very, very, very tight game. If the Marsden Makos can find a goal in the final 30 seconds and take this to overtime, I don't know if TC Red's going to be able to recover. They need to create the space, and this ain't it initially. Awunga able to collect that midfield boost. Suddy Nut, it's a weak touch, and when that Awunga will push forward into that orange side of the field. Jezza looks to play the corner, has to make a read here, doesn't. Demolition stops the clear, but now OCE Trust gets there first. Another big challenge by Jezza, keeping the hope alive for Marsden. 10 seconds left. Swing and a miss from the first defender, but not from the second. Still, someone's out of position. Shot towards the box. Jezza has to cut it off. They do, but there are 3 defenders all ready for it. They find the clear, and with that, TC Red should be able to down this ball. I mean, eventually it's going to touch, and there it goes. So TC Red survived the final 30 seconds. They get themselves a Game 2 win. We have ourselves a little bit of a series, everybody. We have ourselves a bit of a 1-1 series right now. TC Red strike back in game number 2 despite 14 shots to 4 between the two. That is an insane differential from these two sides. So if we're to take a step back and kind of look where these two teams are positioning right now, I'd have to say TC Red still might be at that disadvantage. Credit to the prevent defense. However, 14 shots, only 2 goals. That still feels like an anomaly to me. And there's a lot of those shots that did come off the post that should have potentially been goals instead. I don't know if TC Red can find a series victory unless they get more powerful touches, particularly when on that defensive side. That's what our eyes are going to be on as we go into game number 3. Cutting straight into it. Let's see if we can TC Red, if they can keep that momentum, if they can find more of those counterattacking opportunities, if they can create more goals for themselves. That's going to be the name of the game. Awunga off that kickoff. It's going to try to stay with it. Looking for Demolitia underneath. Can only go so far and doesn't wind up taking that away. Ball rolling across that middle of the field. Suddy not able to get there first. Now actually has a backboard to play with, but was read by Demolitia, who will chill out for the time being. Just going to go for a slower paced dribble. Eventually, Jezza will be the one who finds that bang through the corner as well. OC Trust. Oh, awkward second touch. Not one that gets immediately punished. Still, though, Suddy Nut in an awkward spot. This could be an opening. The bump does not perfect the clear, and Jezza wasn't playing super aggressive on this situation. Ball now waterfalling in front of the net. Awunga goes for the dunk instead of the immediate touch and makes it work. 1-0. As we watch this again, you can see Awunga read Suddy Null. Oh, Suddy had no idea that was coming. And that's going to be a 1-0 lead for the Marsden Makos. Great little goal right there for the team in blue. That's going to give them a very, very nice lead for the time being, 1-0. In the past, that has been enough for them to find a victory. At the same token, TC Red did find 3 last game, so I hope to see more of that defense come into play from the Marsden Makos, not allow as many counterattacks against them. It was 3 goals for 4 shots out of TC Red. If TC gets those opportunities, I mean, they will convert. They will make goals happen, so it definitely means Marsden Makos has to play this one smart, which they seem to be doing for the time being. That's a actually nice opening for Salty Nalt. Wasn't able to connect on the pass. And now Awunga will get that booming clear across that middle of the field. Salty Nalt forced to race back for it. Eventually the ball will kind of dribble around in the box. No one really wanting to find that driving touch. And this is what I mean. It's a weak touch, but this time they follow it through. So if you're going to go for the weak touches, that's kind of more what you need to do. Tighter spacing, fully commit the moment that weak touch happens, and then you can find the attack. And previously for TC Red, a lot of what they've been doing have been weaker touches, and then just kind of letting position slowly roll back over in favor of Marsden Makos. But if they're willing to press forward and challenge off those weak touches, then I'll be less concerned about them. Big bump from behind. Salty Nalt may have just opened a doorway. OC Trust needs to put this one on target. Does find Nate, but Nate doesn't find the goal. A little unfortunate there. Demolitia in the corner. Trying to stay with that play. In the end, though, it does kind of get jammed up in front of the box. No one behind the ball on the side of TC Red to turn that into a goal. Halfway through our 3rd game, halfway through the series, and it's going to be another goal in favor of Awunga and the Marsden Makos. Awunga did a lot right here. Found the initial clear, then the backboard read right into the center of the net. That's going to be a 2-0 lead. The Marsden Makos not messing around in our 2nd game. Getting a lot more in control this time around than what we saw previously. As they get a kickoff goal as well. Demolition gets credit for that. I was just trying to have a sip of water. They beat me to it. Now, there we go. 3-0 lead now. Marsden Makos starting to pull away in our 3rd game of the series. Very much looking in control. See if they're going to be able to hold on to this. That's going to be rolled across the middle of the pitch. Awunga forced to fall back for it. Now trying to find Demolitia, but instead gets challenged. As we see Demolitia looking to play across that middle of the pitch right now. 50-50. Doesn't go too far. Jezza up and over. Salty Nalt clear across that middle of the pitch. Demolitia going to be able to stay with it. And now we'll see a throw down. Awunga looking, but isn't able to follow it through. Instead, we're going to see Awunga pass off that side wall. OC Trust clearing it towards the corner. Caught by Jezza, who doesn't create that space. Still a minute 50 to go. As we see Salty. They play it off that backboard. Awunga gets there. Now, across that middle of the pitch, Awunga tries to follow it through. Does allow a nice clear back to Demolition. Salty Nault. Good effort to make the save, but no follow-up again off the defensive touch until there's a swing and a miss from the attacking rotation. Now with a minute and a half to go, an opening for TC Red. They need this goal. Awunga shuts it down, and Salty Nault was unable to find the follow-up strike. Jezza will go the other way, off the crossbar, not quite in. Awunga, though, will bang it through, following it. A hat trick for Awunga, a 4-0 lead in favor of the team in blue. That is Marsden getting further and further and further ahead in our third game. That 4-goal cushion with the minute 17 probably going to be enough to secure our third game. They're going to be going to match point. And need I remind you, currently sitting in that fourth place spot, Marsden Makos would love a win here, because that will put them one step closer to the playoffs, where anything can happen. We do see our final minute kick off. TC Red initially with the possession. We'll look to play it from their corner. Can only go so far with it, though. Actually, it will be crossed up by Demolition. Oh, 2 defenders actually bite on the cross-up. 3 defenders bite on the cross-up. Not the best look from TC Red right there. They will not get punished, as it looks like Marsden Makos more concerned with playing defense than attacking, unless an opportunity shows itself, which it does. Pass from the ceiling to Demolition makes it a 5-0 lead, and that's going to be the largest lead we've seen of the series yet. Another good pass just outside the box, and we've seen a fair few of those now. When they connect, looks really, really strong for the Marsden Makos side. They'll be hoping to make that connect in the fourth game as well. We're 30 seconds away, half a minute from our fourth game in our opening series of the day. Jezza going to go ahead, play off that backboard. Demolition has a look, decides not to commit too hard, makes the read instead. That might open the doorway eventually for more members on this blue team. Big clear. Caught by Demolition. Ball still in a dangerous spot. It's going to be touched. Red by the defense. There we go. Awunga across that center of the pitch, looking to stay with it underneath. Oh, demo from Salty Nault. A little bit cheeky, a little bit devious, but all that does is save a goal. It doesn't really save the game. Marsden Makos now up 2-1 in the series. 1 game away from taking this one down and helping to further secure that top 4 position. 6 shots, though, from TC Red. That's the most shots they've had in any of the 3 games, so I suppose you can consider that a little bit of an improvement from the squad. Perhaps, you know, they'll be able to build off that and be able to convert a bit more, although I have to admit, the Marsden Makos, when they were attacking, they were playing a bit further back. In the previous 2 games, we really saw them get as tight and as far forward as, like, possible, but in that game, they were playing more around that midfield and just behind the midfield line, and I think that really did inhibit the ability for TC Red to get consistent counterattacks through. Case in point, it was a shutout that time around. You can't really argue with those sorts of results as we do head back to our 4th and potential final game. Marsden Makos going to continue the momentum they've been able to establish for themselves. 1 more game win here. They are going to be going and looking at a nice series victory, starting their day off right. That is their goal. Whoa, swing and a miss from Nate. Slow pace, though, actually creating a bit of space and a bit of distance. We're seeing a lot of swings, a lot of misses, a lot of strange attempts, a little bit of a bump as well. Very, very, very unusual opening to this game. Leads to a shot. It nearly did go through, but not quite this time. As now we see Salty Nault. The net looks open, but the pace too slow, and the ball kind of got behind them. I think they wanted the flick in case the defender was going to try to make a read in front, not expecting a challenge right in their face. And speaking of challenges, we got a Rule 1. Nate and Awunga stuck on the wall. Oh, boy. We're going to honor that Rule 1 till the end. I do believe the 2 of them, yeah, they are still there. Awunga actually now starting to create space. Nate gets bullied away. Oh, I'm not sure how I feel about that one. Yeah, Nate broke the Rule 1. Awunga. Wow, 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 wow. Not very happy with that. Typically, karma would come back to bite you when that happens, but not today. TC Red, they're going to go ahead and get the first goal. As we watch this again, it was OCE Trust who found that read, able to get it in. I can't believe a Rule 1 was broken, though. Shock. Pure shock that they broke that Rule 1. As we do see a little bit of a touch right there coming from the side of Demolitia. Gets the goal through. And we are once again tied. As we do catch that one right now. Yeah, Jezza just takes advantage of 3 defenders all playing the same side of the pitch with the crossover to Awunga, waiting for it. He eats Shadows. Ban him for breaking Rule 1. Look. Not my call. Not my decision to make. As we do see a little play across that middle of the pitch. Oh, big demo Awunga on the Salty Nault. I don't think that's the one you want to demo, though. You want to demo Nate. Nate was the one who broke Rule 1. Either way, it's going to be lobbed up across the middle, passed back down, and eventually will be held in place. That's going to be across the middle of the field. Jezza playing it through the corner. That could be an opening for Demolitia. Not able to put that shot on target. 3 minutes to go. Tie ball game. Once more, it's going to be Salty Nault trying to be the one to be a bit that playmaker. Salty Nault likes to be the one leading the charge, I feel like, and has been the strongest performer so far for TC Red. However, it hasn't been enough to find the victory just yet. We do see a little cross up right there. Salty Nault looking for a pass across that middle, caught by OCE Trust. Now Jezza puts one up. Awunga with a little flippy, but not a little strikey. They look to stay with the play. Eventually Jezza underneath. The one who creates that bit of space. Jezza has to go up for it. Still 2:30 to go. Awunga now going to run it along that corridor. Double commit by the defense. If you find a pass across the middle, there could be a goal. Awunga throws it back. Demolition there. Back up to Awunga. Angle a bit too tight. Follow-up angle is good. It's a slow roller. Triple commit by the defense. Awunga, it's another lob shot. OCE Trust barely able to keep this one above. Salty Nault goes for the squishy. Actually made contact with it, but I'm not sure that was the save. Demolition shot a bit too wide to the right. And somehow, some way, Marsden unable to put that one through. TC Red's defense does the definition of just enough to hold on from that flurry. Now the reset from Awunga. It was a bit immediate, and not a lot of power taken from it. Demolition slowing down the counterattack. OC Trust able to stay behind the ball. We'll play forward up into that corner. And with the ball going the other way, Awunga actually might find an opening here. They didn't want to pre-jump that. It was a bit too risky. Swing and miss from Jezza. Demolition committed as well. Awunga trying to slow down the counterattack. OCE Trust had an opening, but was unable to put it straight. Both teams with chances to break this gridlock. Neither of them able to find it just yet. Ball off that backboard. Jezza's there looking for another backboard setup. Demolition keeping it close now. A shot from underneath could have been the goal, but it will be Salty Nault. Cleared it out of the box initially. Still a minute 12. We do play across that center of the field. Eventually Jezza will be there. Followed up by Awunga. Marcin Mako's defense cycling looks all right. Double commit, though, looking for the pinch. That lob shot's going to go the other way, trying to pass it forward to Awunga. But they'll be forced to kind of play the defense in this situation. Shot from Salty Nault. Oh, we thought we had a chance right there when it went over the top and behind a couple of the defenders. Shot was not quite accurate. Great save by OCE Trust to keep them alive. 40 seconds to go. Nate, big dunk over the top of Jezza. Ball will make its way all the way to the backboard where Awunga is going to try to keep it possessed. Watch for Demolition, though, to follow up the play. Got challenged as it was read by TC Red. Who are staying on this attack. Salty Nault trying to play off the backboard. Good read by Jezza. Doesn't get much cleaner of a touch than that, and they're able to follow it through as well. 50-50 goes awry for TC Red as Nate Super accidentally puts it backwards now. Awunga actually swings and misses. So too does the second defender. Salty Nault with the chance. Goal is open, but they cannot put it through. In the final 10 seconds, that would have taken us to a Game 5. Instead, we're looking at a potential overtime unless Awunga can make something happen. Demolition keeps the ball up. 0 seconds on the clock. Pass down into the box. Jess is there, but OCE Trust finds it first. And we go to a sudden death overtime game at 1 apiece. Golden goal, match goal. Currently for the Marcin Makos, if they can find a way to put it through, Demolition will lead the initial attack right over the top of Nate Super. Salty Nault has to slow down the tempo off that backboard. Gets a nice flick. Jezza in an awkward spot. Gets it away from Salty Nault, but Nate Super's there, but not there fast enough. No goal scored just yet. Jezza looking to play through that corner. Salty Nault actually sees the ball go back and gets him right now as we go midfield to corner. Drop down towards the box. Not enough space given. Awunga wins a nice challenge. Demolition out. Pass across to Jezza. The net looks open. The goal looks nearly free, but it's not accurate. OCE Trust was in such an awkward spot Now OC Trust as well, trying to lead that counterattack. Awuga tries to stall in place. It's still going to open the door. Salty Knot bangs it through. And we're going to a Game 5. TC Red brings it back after an overtime. Oh my goodness. We're going to a big fifth game between these two teams. TC Red able to come through in the clutch in that overtime. Very well done by them. Be curious to see if TC Red's going to be able to keep that momentum going. I mean, again, would like to see more attack come from TC Red. They're so reliant on that counterattack. However, there are times when that defense does look phenomenal. There's times when that defense does hold on. And as we wait for the Marsden Makos to get themselves back into this game, as we look towards what will be a very interesting game number 5, I am curious, can TC Red get this upset? Because it would be an upset. Do not get me wrong. This could be a massive upset in the making right now. Marsden Makos, though, they want that top 4. They want to find it. Back to the pitch we go. Oh boy, here we are. 5 minutes on the clock. Win this game, you win this match. Jezza, off that initial attack, finds a pass back towards the midfield. Someone's got to be there. Demolition, surprisingly weak touch. And it's one that Salty Knot will take advantage of. We'll slow the things down in the corner. Slowly playing it up the field. Corner to corner we go. We'll go looking for that backboard read now from underneath. Taps it in. Oh my goodness, was getting hounded by all 3 TC Red members, but they couldn't stop Awunga, who wanted that goal. Right up and around. Willpower, making it happen. 1-0 lead for the Marsden Makos. Very quick opener. Gonna be happy with that start, that is for sure. As we do continue it. Hey, Al-OCE, I am your caster. I am the one who is casting today. My name is a mystery, but I'm sure you can figure it out. 1-0, though, as Demolition. He'll play through the corner. It's formal casting. Goal going to be scored by Jezza. That's going to be 2-0. Thank you, Gaming Dad Australia, by the way. 2-0 on that one. Demolition through that corner, read by Jezza. Just able to cross up that angle and put it in. Oh, thank you, Hal. I appreciate that. Still a lot of time left on the clock, but 2 quick goals for the Marsden Makos, making it seem as if this Mako team is going to run away with this one right now. That's a little bit concerning for TC Red, considering their entire style is try to capitalize off Marsden Mako's mistakes. And in this game, you're going to have to rely on this team to make at least 3, assuming you have that 100% conversion rate. I don't know. Seems risky. I like that demo, though, from Salty Knot. I don't like the double commit, however. TC Red struggling to keep that ball on the attacking half as we do stay with it. Eventually, we'll see that pass back across that side. OCE Trust. Ooh, that's a risky touch. Pass into the box. Demolition not there immediately by the time they get their OCE Trust in position for the save. Marsden Makos, they want a goal. They want that pressure. I think they got get it right here. Demolition to OCE Trust. Wasn't able to find. Hit under the crossbar on this attack. Still 3:28 to go, and Awuga's making everyone miss. Doesn't get the last touch. Almost a fantastic individual effort right there, but not going to be able to turn it into a goal. As we hit our final 3:17, Awunga now playing that defense from the box. And we force it back away from it. Jezza carrying it all the way to Awunga, who will lose out on the challenge. OCE Trust follows it up with a bang of a shot. I like to call that the dominus power. I'd like to call that a 2-1 game. 100 kilometers per hour exactly. OCE Trust getting TC Red back within striking distance. Here we go. 3:06 remaining. 2-1 scoreline. TC Red, if they can get it to another overtime, perhaps anything can happen, but overtime still seems so far away, especially with Awunga barreling down the neck. A good read by Salty Knot. Defenders bumping into each other on the orange side. Makes the counterattack a little bit more awkward, and eventually Demolition will be the one who finds the touch to clear some space. Into the backboard we go. Ball could fall down in front of the net. Nice backboard read by OCE Trust yet again, who is stepping up in this 5th and final game of the series. Pass across to Demolition. It's going to wind up waterfalling down eventually, but no one there to collect that follow through. Nate Super does find a nice 50, connecting with Salty Knot. OCE Trust now doesn't want to commit despite having the boost. A little bit surprised by that one. Perhaps nerves now starting to play a little bit of an effect against this orange side. 2:15, Salty Knot Nice dribble. An opening. Shot from OC Trust. It's high off the top crossbar. Follow-up hits the crossbar as well. Swing and a miss from Awunga. Salty Nolt with the chance. Can't keep it straight. OC Trust as well stops the clear. However, the attack did fizzle. And that's going to be a little bit heartbreaking for TC Red. They had the chances. Now it goes the other way. Awunga collects. 3-1 lead. The Makos again out in front. Oh, it's a heartbreak for TC Red. The goal was there, but this time they fall victims to the counter-attack. Marsden Makos, big 2-goal cushion. Can they keep it together? Can they finish strong? Jezza looking to play the backboard. They're going for a very, very tight double. Wasn't able to find it this time around. Salty Nolt going to try and dribble it to themselves. If they can keep it straight, this could be a threat. Did wind up losing possession, though. Nate Super gets demoed trying to find the back pass. That forces Salty Nolt to make a weak touch. Actually finds the second, though. Awunga will make that first stop. OC Trust unable to make the play against the defender, who finds a bump as well. Awunga putting in individual work right here. And, oh, Salty Nolt loses possession. Still leads to a strike. Awunga again coming through for the team. 3-1 lead. With that save, it is maintained. And with that save, I think the series might be saved as well. Shot from the midfield. Doesn't quite go in. The follow-up from Jezza does. 4-1 lead. Marsden Makos get themselves that 3-goal cushion. And I dare say they're taking this one out. That has been some clutch decision-making. That's what I'm going to call it from our team in blue right now. To potentially finish this bad boy off. 4-1 lead right now. 1 minute to spare. Jezza from underneath. Can only go so far with it. Nate Super looking to connect to OC Trust. That's a lobber. It might go in. Demolitia will get there in time. And with that, I do believe that save. I'm willing to call it there. It's going to be the Marsden Makos. It wasn't the cleanest series from this team, who has those aspirations to make that deep playoff run. But it is one step closer to getting to the playoffs, to getting to that dance. And they're going to be quite happy with themselves for it. Awunga across that middle of the pitch gets the ball towards the backboard. Not quite in the net just yet. Defender swing and miss. Demolitia will be able to get to that ball. Whoa, more bumping. Not the cleanest play, but you do make do with what is given to you. Eventually, it does wind up in possession of Nate Super. Says he's going to put it back over to Salty Nolt. We'll try to stick with the play. Demolitia from above. Creates a bit of space now. 4 seconds to spare. And this series is done. Marsden Makos. They're going to get themselves a 4-1 victory in game number 5. They're going to get themselves a 3-2 victory in this series. They're going to advance in their group stage. Get one step closer to that secured top 4 finish. 1 goal closer. As well as Demolition gets one in the dying seconds. They're going to be quite happy with their victory right there. Heads up. Good job to the Marsden Makos. They're going to be quite proud of themselves at the end of this one. And to TC Red, I mean, strong performance from this side in orange. Definitely kept that series a lot closer than I was initially expecting. However, they couldn't overcome Marsden. Not today, not on this one. So well played to the Marsden Makos. They're going to go ahead and get that advance. Alrighty, so looking ahead for today, the Marsden Makos, I still want to see consistency, I suppose, when I look at the team overall. If they're going to make a run to be our HSL champions, they're going to need to be a little bit more consistent, particularly on that defensive side and particularly against the counterattack. I actually feel it was game number 3 that they won, where they looked the strongest. So we'll see if more of that play can come through in the future. As for us, though, well, we're going to be taking a break. When we do come back, it is going to be a Group B, or Conference B, I should say, matchup. It's going to be a fun one for sure. Another 5th versus 4th place team. So another one with a lot of playoff implications. Not going to want to miss it. More HSL when we return. back, everybody. Look, first series delivered. Was expecting a more of a one-sided affair. We went 5 games. It was fun. Maybe we can do it again. However, it wasn't the only thing that looked good out there. Look, I'd be remiss not to talk about, XP's new line of clothing that has come out recently. Again, I always like to have to wear this shirt, especially with summer coming around. The thing is incredibly light. It's actually a great workout shirt. If you ever, want to go to the gym, need something light and soft that breathes easy, these new XP shirts do the job. This hat, I can say, is mother approved. I don't normally wear hats. I put this one on stream. She messaged me going, nice hat. You should wear hats more often. Can't argue with that. So, again, if you happen to be in around TGG, which is kind of located on that Queensland campus, go ahead, check them out. See what you can find. Also, do make sure to follow, like, subscribe on all those platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, to keep up with XP and all their many events. And speaking of many, many events, well, we have another one about to start off our second game. It's going to be a Conference B showdown. Irish Warriors taking on the TSS Cyber Sharks. It's going to be a good little matchup for sure between these two sides. Again, I do believe at the moment it was the Irish Warriors who were the 4th seed, Cyber Sharks who were the 5th seed. Trying to play catch-up right now. Going to be a must-win situation for them. Players do appear to be jumping onto the pitch right now. So we should be cutting into that action as we do head to Mansfield for our next game. It's going to be, I think, a very, very interesting battle. Still need the players to jump in, and I don't think they did in time. So we'll have a little bit of a lobby remake. Always fun when that happens. So that will get sorted out. It gives us a little bit of time for us to chill out, relax, and get to know each other a little bit more. Twitch chat, how you going out there? I hope everyone is doing well. Hey there, Blue Panda. I see you. I want to have a little chat with you soon. Only terrible things. We're gonna do. I don't know why. I don't know why only terrible things, but I do hope you're doing well. I'm still waiting for XP to get us to work together on something. Still waiting for that. Hint, hint. Collab. We need that collab to come through for sure. Love the cross promo. Yeah, absolutely. Look, Blue Panda, amazing caster, gaming dad. He's usually doing the Rainbow Six Siege stuff, which is admittedly that Rainbow Six Women's League, pretty sweet. Pretty cool. I think it is the premier women's league for Rainbow Six Siege in Australia, and like one of the few ones globally as well that gets as much success. And it's pretty awesome. I do tune in, not knowing exactly what it is. I think I might have just found out who Gaming Dad Australia is. Anyways, yeah, as we do get ready to go, I'm on to you. So hopefully we will be into this action. As soon as the players do get back into the lobby, we'll give them the word myself. And we will be able to rock this one out. I'm going to be keen. I'm going to be keen to see what, the Cyber Sharks are going to be able to pull. I really feel a standard was set in our first game by the blue side before. And now, once again, we're seeing teams jump onto the pitch. Cyber Sharks did follow up. We are going to go into the action. Here we go. Series number 2. Apologies for looking away from the camera so often. It's just, having to pass on those instructions. Either way, quick look at our 2-team lineups. On the Irish Warriors, it is going to be Anzoxy, as well as Bugs, Rocket League, and Wixie. First time we've seen this Irish Warriors lineup on stream. Against them, it's going to be Craxon, as well as Dishy Voyage, and Halo FN. Be exciting to see who will be the standout players in this game. I am expecting the pace to be a little bit slower than what we saw before, as these are, Conference B, as well as teams a little bit lower on the ladder in said conference. Could be a little bit of a sloppier game. Could be a bit more shenanigans. And usually in those types of situations, we got to look for consistency. That's going to be the big thing. Who doesn't make mistakes like that? And already the Irish Warriors, not the most consistent team out of the gate. A couple of swings, a couple misses. Cyber Sharks, if they can just keep it under control, it's going to be their best bet for an upset in this one. Good space created by Craxon right there. Wasn't able to follow up entirely. Now Bugs Rocket League actually has an opening the other way. Got the bump, but wasn't able to find the angle. Still a lot of time left on the clock. Also, the Jurassic Park Jeep being rocked out today. Haven't ever seen that used in a tournament before, so there you go. Nice little nod. I'm actually kind of curious on this one. I don't hate it. Normally when it comes to like some of the special cars, they can be a little bit awkward, but this one's getting the opening goal. Dishy Voyage puts it through. Just had that read from the corner right there all the way in. I don't hate that Jurassic Park car. Like, I actually think that one works. It's very similar to the Fennec, and that might be the appeal to it. Not that I'm a dirty Fennec player. No, I'm not going to go that far. I'm still all about that Dominus. However, big ups on the Jurassic Park Jeep. I don't think Bugs likes it very much, though. Bugs expressing the doesn't really approve of the Jeep, hence that demo. As we do follow this one along, play off of that backboard. Pressure's there, but no one able to bang it in this time around. Bugs Rocket League swing and a miss as well. And that time Craxton's going to be in position to follow it up. So surprised to see Irish Warriors, the team, making a couple more mistakes than the Cyber Sharks. I thought the Irish Warriors would be a little bit cleaner. Could just be game one jitters. We'll see how they sort of evolve from this point moving forward. As it stands, Cyber Sharks could be creating an opening pass back. Shot almost in, but not quite this time around. As we do kind of see Wexy. Is that Wexy? It's more like why? Yeah, I'm okay with calling them Wexy in this situation. Apologies if I ever get a name wrong. By the way, I do express my apologies in that regard. As we do see a nice clear from corner to corner. Now play off that backboard. Bugs doesn't follow it through. Dishy does, and now with a little bit from help from Halo, they get that ball across that middle of the pitch. Double commit. Bugs going to try and slow it down. Wound up losing complete control in that one. Now they're going to try it again. This time, there was a little follow-through, but not an accurate follow-through. As everyone just not able to get a big bang. It feels like we've been jammed up in this corner for ages. Wixie not there in time for that strike. As, whoa, everyone missing the ball. Finally, Halo is going to be the one who gets that booming clear, and we've been waiting for a clear for a while. That said, Wixie almost brings it right back. Good challenge coming from the defensive side. That's actually Cyber Sharks now with another opening. Not able to get that goal. Holding on to the 1-0 lead. Very, very surprising how consistent Cyber Sharks have been in this regard. Bugs Rocket League, though, might be able to find a pass. Unable to get the dish out, and it's Dishy who dishes it to a teammate. Well, ends up dishing it to themselves after the midfield challenge. Playing it towards the net. Not quite in this time around. Under a minute to go. Pressure on the Irish Warriors. They need to turn this into a goal. As Bugs Rocket League actually gets it over the top of not one but two defenders. Craxton, that last defender, will be able to get that booming clearance. That's for some of the booming clears that I wanted to see from TC Red before that we never were able to catch out. Good to see TSS knows when to apply that extra bit of pressure. Craxton, spent too much time trying to key that one up. As Dishy has a chance to throw it to themselves. Swings and a miss on that follow through. And Zoxy, not going to be the one who chases up, leaving it for Bugs instead. So Bugs has been the most forward-playing member, it feels like, so far for the Irish Warriors. Wixie opening, but no, it's actually going to be a goal. I thought Enoxoy may have messed up the teammate right there. You can see Wixie just lighting it up, and hello, friend. Doesn't matter. They get the goal. 11 seconds to spare. Hello. I'm here to steal your goal. Oops, doesn't really do it this time. 11 seconds. Golden goal starts now. More likely than not, we're going to go into overtime. What's Bugsy going to be able to do? Swing and a miss. Final 3 seconds on the clock. Wixie will down it. And we go to an overtime. Another overtime. Been a few of those already this afternoon. Good way to kick off this game and series. Wixie watches that one sail overhead. And Zoig actually opens up the net. Dishy doesn't make contact. And Halo is a bit too slow in getting to it. Ball still going to be held up in front of the box. Someone's got to take that strike. Instead, no one able to make contact with it until the second bounce. Finally, it does get some space, and it's going the Irish Warriors' way. I'll tell you what. The Irish Warriors can turn this one into a game victory after being behind for 4 minutes and 49 seconds. You got to take your hats off to them. It would be a fantastic turnaround for the squad in blue. Shouts. Not going to be taken. Dishy. Looking to throw it down to someone. Looking to throw it down to anyone. Halo doesn't quite have that read. Instead, it'll be Dishy back that other way. Clears it out of the box. Bugs, though, gets one touch. Not that follow through. Craxton and Halo gets stuck behind it. A minute into this overtime, still no goal. Very low scoring affair between these two teams. Every goal going to be important in this series, and none more important than that one. Bugs gets it through. Irish Warriors take game number 1. As we watch it one more time, through the corner, off Bugs and in, smack dab middle of the goal. 104 kilometers per hour, everything that you could possibly want in a striking effort right there from the Irish Warriors. They're going to go up 1-0 in the series. And that's going to be a little bit disappointing for the Cyber Sharks. 4 shots apiece, though. Only 8 shots in total throughout that game. Very low scoring, very low offensive pressure. So, very interesting series. I'm going to be curious to see how we play it out from here right now as we get ready to jump into our next game. Hopefully we'll be able to sort of get that game audio back for you guys. Working on a quick fix for that right now, as we should be able to jump straight back into the pitch for our second game. Clock hits 0. We are underway. At opening kickoff, we'll go right close to Enzo, but not able to find the clear. Actually, have to rely on a pinch right now. Very, very dangerous exchange. Wixie on that backboard. Doesn't create too much space with it. It will be Bugs looking to maintain control, but actually loses it. Someone's got to challenge this. It has been... What? No, that's not a challenge, Halo. You got underneath it, I suppose. I suppose you could call it a challenge. It just wasn't a very effective one. As we cross that 30-second mark, very interesting start to our second game. Still 0 apiece right now. Ball held down in the corner. Eventually, Halo will get there. Cyber Sharks looking for that win. Kind of needed to get back into this series. They scored a very quick opening goal, and then we haven't seen them score since then, and it's now been over 5 minutes. So an entire game since we have seen TSS Cyber Sharks really get a goal thanks to that overtime. As we do see Bugs with a deep clear. Isn't able to follow it up straight away. Too much traffic on this situation. Swing and a miss from Wixie in that middle of the field. It'll be Enzo who will take it away. Now Enzo actually makes a couple defenders miss. Won't be able to beat Craxton to it, who tries to create space. Eventually winds up in possession of Halo. Double commit. Bugsy's the one who gets there first. Ball held still in the middle of the field. Now we move closer and closer towards it. Not quite a shot yet. Defense still holding on. Very interesting play between these two teams. I feel as if neither team has proven to be so consistent. What was Bugs trying to do there? That could have been sick. I don't know. I feel as if each team is trying too hard sometimes to make plays, and if they just focus on consistent touches, even just consistent touches towards the net, just take shots. You'll be able to create attacking pressure through that way. As we see Halo actually opens up a doorway, double commit, and neither attacker for the Irish Warriors are able to redirect that one through. More swings and misses coming from defense, though. That could open up Wixie. Challenge will slow the pace down as the ball continues to sort of roll around a little bit. No one creating too much space at the moment, as well as we do see Dishy play up in that corner. Ball falls down into the box. Big bump from behind stops the attack. And eventually it will be Bugs through the corner. Ball falls not quite in yet. Still 2.5 minutes to go. Craxton going to go for the slow dribble play. Follow up. Not there, as we see Wixie as well, looking to set up Bugs. Double commit from not one but 2 defenders. Eventually Wixie will find the touch. Craxton as well from above, unable to corral it just yet. Wixie, another swing and a miss. No one really able to consistently make touches, and we said at the start of this series it was all going to be about that consistency. But so much of this game has felt like swing and a miss, swing and a miss, swing and a miss. If just slow it down a little bit, make sure you make that contact. Good things will happen for your team. That's what we're going to hoping to see from each of these sides. As now Bugs another less than stellar contact made. So eventually though, Wixie will leave it for Bugs, pops it up, Annex has to try to stay with it, but that's a weaker play. Swing and a miss from Halo. Follow through from Dishy. Wixie swings and misses, and it's going to be a delayed own goal. Dishy gets credit for it, but when we watch that back, I don't really understand how you triple own goal. I don't know what else to call that one. It's going to be a goal. It's going to be point going over to TSS. They are now up 1-0 in the series. Oh, my. What a bizarre exchange. Like, what a bizarre play. Now, keep in mind, it was with 11 seconds on the clock that we saw the Irish Warriors equalize in game number 1. There's still over a minute, 11 seconds remaining in this one. Okay, well, maybe not quite that much. Still a minute 11 nonetheless. Plenty of time for this team to get that goal, but they're going to need to make consistent touches, and that wasn't quite it. Bugsy using all the boosts to try and stay airborne above the ground, like maybe a meter high. Very unusual decision-making. Not ideal. And that's going to be another own goal that Dishy gets credit for. 2 own goals given to Dishy. As we watch this again, like, yes, Dishy had the clear, but look at this touch from Wixie. Bang! And in 134 kilometers per hour. Got all of that, and with the 2-goal cushion, I think we're going to be looking at a tie series, my friends. We're going to be looking 1 apiece right now in this series. Dishy looking to stay with it, can only go so far. Ball will make its way off that backboard. Bugs Rocket League goes for the challenge, keeps that ball held up, cracks in. Doesn't get that defensive clear they were necessarily looking for. Wixie actually gets demoed as well. Shot off the post, not quite in. And now I see Craxton attempt to follow through. So too does Halo. But ball still winds up on that orange side of the field. They needed the goal there. It's not going to come through. Game number 2 is going to go to the TSS. It's going to go to the Cyber Sharks. And they needed that win. Now, I don't know what to make of this game because it was 2 own goals, right? That was the difference in this one. High School Rocket League, what can I say? Very unusual game. That's one that's going to stick with me, I think, for a while. Very, very unusual one. ATC Irish Warriors, maybe they're going to be able to bring it back. Just a quick look at the stats right there. 4 shots to 3, even less shots in game number 2 than there was in game number 1. Granted, we did have the overtime, so I guess there'll still be more shots per minute. Still a strange one. This entire series is just unusual at this stage, and maybe we'll get 5 games of this. That will be a lot of fun. Game 3 is always going to be an important one, though, and we'll see how this does get played out as we do look to be jumping straight back into the action. Game number 3 right now. Again, between these 2 teams, especially with teams still trying to catch up in terms of like games played, because not everyone has played the full 6 games yet in this group before coming into it. It would be 7 now. Every win becomes that much more important because no one knows where the actual standings are. Wixie misses the double touch. Oh, Wixie, you're going to want that one back. The setup looks so good. Unable to keep it straight. That's going to be a little heartbreaking. Just like that pass to the middle of the pitch might be a little bit heartbreaking. A little unfortunate for the Cybersharks there as well. Irish Warriors. No, not again. Ball off another Irish Warrior member that goes into the net. This one not as egregious as some of the previous ones, but definite. It was a strong read coming from Halo right there. And that's going to be a 1-0 advantage over to TSS. The Cyber Sharks just finding strike after strike after strike off a defender and into the net. 3 in a row now. I'd like to see them score without using a defender. I thought there was going to be one right there. Haven't quite seen that yet, but we are looking at Bugs with that deep clear. It's just not accurate. Craxton wasn't going to get there in time if it was. That could have been a fantastic little bit of a goal. As we do see a lot of pressure in the box right now. Still 4 minutes to go. Halo will be the one playing it out to that corner, looking to stay with it. Eventually we'll wind up to Bugs, looking to throw forward over to Wixie. No one's there to touch. And we have a tie ball game at 1 apiece. That was just a big strike across the middle out of Bugs right there. Gets all of that. And now we got ourselves a game again. That's the first, solid goal we've seen scored in a good long while since that overtime back in game number 1. So it's good to see a tied-up series. And Bugs gets another quick one. Blink and you miss that. So we watch this one again. Enzo. Just a nice kickoff. It was Bugs cheating it forward. Perfect positioning in the net. 2-1 lead. The Irish Warriors back out in front. This is where they want to be. This is where they're going to be looking to hold. Will they be able to do it? Halo. Actually, is the one who's going to lob it up, looking to create some space. Bugs, though. Also, not one to be written off just yet. Craxton will play that corner. Ball gets lobbed well across the pitch right there. Eventually will be held up in place. Wixie has a read, but doesn't quite get the follow through that they were hoping for. And as the ball bounces around, 3:18 to go. Looking more and more likely the Irish Warriors are going to be able to hold on perhaps in game number 2. As long as they can keep making these defensive touches like that, I think they'll be okay. 3:05 on the clock. Craxton will be the one pushing it towards the net. Oh, swing and a miss from a couple of the defenders. Big bump, though, onto Craxton as well. We'll see Bugs clear it to that upper corner. Eventually, we see the shot get set up, and Enzo is there. That's going to be a 3-1 game. Finally, the Irish Warriors, the first 2-goal cushion for the team in blue of the series thus far. TSS had the 2-goal cushion back in game number 2, went on to win that one. No reason to doubt that ATC might be able to drop this. 4 goals, though, in the first 2 minutes. Our highest scoring game yet. And Craxton off this kickoff may have had something. Unfortunately, they're going to miss out. This is the pace in this game. It's such a slower paced game than what we saw previously. Both these teams, they just don't get powerful touches on the ball all the time. And I do feel that's a reason why the play seems a little bit so sloppy, is because of that slower pace. Perhaps the player's not really expecting it more often than not, like expecting tougher touches from their opponents, and it's causing awkward reads. I feel as if ATC, though, may have adjusted first. Bugs with another goal. As we watch this one again, just sort of that awkward clear, and Bugs already playing far forward, sort of expecting a weaker touch, and I mean, why not? That's been the theme of this series. 4-1. Here we go. ATC Irish Warriors. One step closer to moving on to match point. As we do see, I think I got called out a little bit right there. What kind of name is Anza? I don't know what he wants me to call him, man. If you are listening in, let me know what you want to be called, because I have no idea how to pronounce that name. Bugs is going to find another one. As we keep looking at that again, it was just a double commit out of the defense. It does find its way into the net. Like, I'm always happy to be corrected on name pronunciation. That is something super clear on. As we see Bugs once more put it through off the kickoff. Not even an attempt made by the Cyber Sharks there. What is going on? I mean, Halo did try to make defense, but that one just sailed right over their head. Very unusual play. The fake kickoff does not work, but I would hardly even call that a fake. It was a sort of letting. It was almost like a penalty kick. That was the best way to describe that. 1v1 against the goalie. Usually penalty kicks are taken from right in front of the box, not necessarily from midfield, but still. I would love a penalty kick game mode in Rocket League. I reckon that could be fun. Should be a way to do that. That would be so cool. Either way, Enzo. Enzoxy? I have no idea. No idea how they want to be pronounced. Well, either way, that team wants to be pronounced winners. As we do get our Brazil scoreline, 7-1. Wixie gets another one in. As we catch this one again. This is much more the performance I was kind of expecting out of the Irish Warriors coming into this series. They found that consistency. I mean, you can tell they're not whiffing it anymore. Every time they're making contact, they're playing a lot tighter against CSS as well. So when you get sort of those awkward mistouches, they've been in position to punish all throughout this game. And now that we have the 7-1 scoreline, it is safe to say that this series is going to be done. Well, not this series, my apologies. This game is going to be done and dusted. It will be the Irish Warriors advancing to match point. Although, why not another own goal? TSS Cyber Sharks have scored more off own goals than they have off their own goals so far this game. Like this match, I should say. Which is unusual, I feel, to say the very, very least. It's definitely not what I was expecting coming into this one. Credit where it's due, I suppose, though. I mean, Irish Warriors do force a lot of those situations, but... Or, I mean, I should say Cyber Sharks do force those situations. However, it's why I don't really know what to make of this Irish Warriors lineup as a whole. I really don't. They're a tough team to read. Bugs, whoa. Full commit to the pre-jump. Not able to make contact with that. Craxton gets another one in. All right, down within 4. Those are 2 quick goals. I mean, if they continue on this pace, guess what? We have a tie game, which could be a very interesting one. As we do look to continue. 7-3 score line right now. See if they're going to be able to bring this one back. 50 seconds on that clock. Wixie swings. Wixie misses. Craxton gets bumped out the play as well. As Bugs going to have a look. Play through that corner. Doesn't quite make the contact that they needed. And now it's safe to call this game. It's going to be a 2-1 series lead at the moment for the Irish Warriors. Irish Warriors 7 to be specific. As we do see a nice touch across that middle of the pitch right now. Enzo almost able to play it, but eventually does get the touch they're looking for. Oh, that's an open net. That's an 8-3 game. Bugs was not going to miss that one. 16 seconds to spare. And I think we start looking ahead to game number 4, and we start starting to wonder how TSS is going to be able to bring it back. Because at the moment, they are in a bit of trouble. Also, just another thing to consider moving forward right now. I'm getting a package, and there was some stuff happening. I apologize for getting distracted at the end right there. As you can tell, not quite at TGG today. I do apologize for that as well. Not that you can tell with a green screen, but one of the fun things when casting from home, all of a sudden you get packages in the middle of broadcast, and I'm super excited to see what it is. We're not doing an unboxing stream. I do apologize again. I've just been saying sorry a lot. Don't know why. I'm just an apologetic person, so no unboxing stream, as you can see. Hands are open. I don't know. I can put on a mask, though. We could get spooky. We're not doing an unboxing stream. But what we are doing is another game. 0-0 at the moment. Kickoff. Swing and a miss from Bugs. Let's see what Wixie's going to be able to pull. Oh, it's a swing and a miss from Wixie as well. So 2 whiffs straight away. Again, after that dominant victory, you got to hope that the Irish Warriors don't play a bit too overconfident. Stick with what works. Those consistent touches. They could be looking at themselves a 3-1 series victory. Dishy, though, will create some space across that middle of the pitch, looking to get that ball into the back corner. Collecting that boost as we do play it around. That will lead to a touch from Enzo, which we get jammed up in that back corner right there. Eventually, Halo will be able to create the space along the sideline. Craxton loses out on that 50-50. And eventually, Bugs will be the one who collects, stays underneath the ball, pushing it towards that net. Oh, a lot of contact. It's awkward, and Enzo gets good in the chaos. Oh, boy. Watch this one more time. Dishy just, jammed up all around right there. I don't know how that one squeaked through. Still going to be a 1-0 victory. 1-0 victory. I can see the future. 1-0 game lead for the team in blue as they finally gets a second one right there. I don't know. That last loss might have been a bit devastating. It's been a completely different looking Irish Warriors since the second game. Game 2, they look sloppy. Game 1, they look sloppy. Game 3, they looked in control. And so far in Game 4, it is more that control. Granted, we are seeing a TSS play a lot further forward this time around. They're going for a few more risky challenges, and I like that adjustment. However, those whiffles, they're still holding the team back. And until we see that same consistency that we've gotten from the Irish Warrior side back over on TSS, I just don't know if they're going to be able to completely corral this one. Wixie has an opening and not in. Not this time. As now, that's a little bit sloppy back rotation. Wixie still able to find space. Going to go for a dribble off the backboard. Bugs eyes it up. Craxton comes through with the save. Gets past the second defender. Shot not accurate, though. No equalizing score just yet. It's Dishy. Now I'm going to look to dish it out to a teammate. Instead, gets dish destruction by Bugs. Wixie with boost to play with. Instead goes for the bang. That's typically where you want to slow the pace down. Midfield collision from two attackers. Still will be played forward by Bugs. Enzo now has a look, and that's going to go off the post. Finally does go in, able to make the read. I thought the defense should have been able to save that actually when it hit the post. I do not want to watch this one again. Yeah, Dishy was there. A little bit of hesitation before committing. And that gave Enzo the time needed to make this a 2-0 lead. The 2-goal cushion. So devastating it feels like in Rocket League. Could be what does TSS in the end. Enzo, trying to find the spike. Angle not available for them. 2.5 minutes still to go. As we wait and see what they're going to be able to pull off right now. Enzo actually has a backboard opportunity. Good defensive effort right there. Out at Dishy. And now Bugs will try to take the shot. Crazen in an awkward spot. Won't come through. Demo onto Halo. Will make this attack a lot more difficult. Wixie doesn't have boost to play with. Bugs is a little out of position. So even though there were 3 defenders there, that actually was a 1v1 situation. A little unfortunate. That could have been TSS opening back in despite getting demoed on the lead up to it. They nearly had something there. Bugs is going to get that ball down into the corner now, looking for a pass across, but Halo will shut it down. 100 seconds left. 2 goals required. Wixie on the wrong side of the pitch right now. Challenge. Kind of won out at the moment by the defense just by virtue of it not being in a good scoring position. Wixie hesitates. Doesn't want to commit for that quick clear, and that might open a doorway. Strange defensive hesitation nearly costing this team in blue as now we watch Bugs start to push it back up the other way. Gets from the touch underneath. Halo will steal it off of them. Still 1:13 to go. Halo has to make a tough read here. Craxton just sitting in the net, and I've expressed my displeasures of dedicated goal keeps before. That's something I'm going to stick with moving forward right now. I'd much rather see fluid defense. I'd much rather see you commit and go for plays. Sitting back and playing reactively, not going to work out for you. As we hit our final 50 seconds in this game, it's looking more and more likely we're going to see a victory in favor of the Irish Warriors. 40 seconds to go. That attack has to come through. TSS looking for something, looking for anything. Cracks in. No, it's a little bit high. Follow-up shot a little bit wide. And that's going to be the dagger, I feel. That attack needed to come through. It winds up being a little bit short. And it's going to be the Irish Warriors winning this series 3-1. They're going to take this game at minimum 2-0. Still could see another goal potentially come through in these dying seconds, especially on the attack with the confidence they have knowing that this game is theirs. Irish Warriors getting one step closer to finding themselves in that playoff position. Wixie open net. They don't nearly force the own goal actually at the end off of Dishy. GGs are said, though. ATC Irish Warriors get it done. A complete series turnaround. Games 3 and 4, they look so much stronger than they did in games 1 and 2. I'm not too sure how that one necessarily was changed out as we take a look at our final results in that. GGs to the Irish Warriors. Again, maintaining that 4th position at minimum. They're going to be looking to make that late season run. This Group B, so up in the air just because there's still catch-up games that need to be played, and those are going to be so decisive in terms of where things match out. And, of course, taking a look overall, no sweeps today. We actually had 2 proper series. That opener, Marston Makos, did get the victory over TC Red. It was a 5-series back-and-forth banger. Unfortunately for TC Red, it is going to make their run to the playoffs that much more difficult, just like TSS Cyber Sharks, who could be in a tough position. For myself, though, I'm going to have to bid everyone a big thank you for tuning in once again for another great, week of high school Rocket League. This one was a close one. I mean, these series are a lot tighter. Granted, Game 2 might not have been the fastest-paced game we've ever seen, but one of the things and the reason why we do separate our schools into these conferences is to have even matches. It's not always about being the best. It's not always about winning that sweet prize donated by EPOS. Again, thank you to you. But no, it's also about team building, learning, how to handle adversity, how to handle communication in a competitive environment, not to mention the promotion of, healthy lifestyles as well. That is something that I do want to talk about, and well as being able to play in events like this in as safe an environment as possible. That is something we do pride ourselves here in XP. It is all about that internet safety as well and sort of sportsmanship. These are the virtues we want to promote. These are the virtues we're going to continue to promote moving forward. As for myself, though, you can tell by the lighting, it's getting dark outside, so I think it's going to be high time we call it here. It's been another great week. We'll be back at it again next week with our final regular season week, I should say. So, yeah, only 2 more seasonal games for all of these teams. It's going to be a close one. We're going to get our complete playoff picture at the end, so it's going to be a lot of fun. Going to want to see you here. Same bat channel, same bat time. Have a good afternoon, everybody.
Good luck. Have fun.
Thanks.
Welcome back, John. Same room?
You look even worse than the last time.
Hard finding the time to do anything for myself. With my job and kids,
I sure do. We hear that a lot. Now, just relax.